And Tyrannosaurus rex is the most powerful carnivore to ever stalk the planet. All these traits are the result of evolution. Adaptation over millions of generations. But evolution is harsh and ruthless, especially for males. One by one, natural selection and sexual selection leave the weak and the timid behind.
Most of the males are probably not going to be reproducing. So if you're a male, the problem is making it into that small percentage that are actually going to be sending their genes to the next generation.
Evolution doesn't like losers. It only works when the best genes are passed on to the next generation. It's the law of the jungle, and the spoils go to the victor.
The Darwinian calculus is this: if there's a large group of females there that you can control as one male, then you're going to risk fighting another male. The payoff is so big. If you win 20, 30, 40 cows, that's big.
The payoff may be huge for the lucky male, but fatal accidents can and do happen. Trying to rule the pack can end badly, very badly, for a young buck. Females have their own concerns. They must prepare to bring a new generation into the world, a new generation that needs to be a little bit better than the last. Fossil records show that dinosaurs needed to prepare for mating early in life.
One of the things we're finding in common for all dinosaurs is that they started reproducing when they were still growing. And this tells us that life was cheap in the age of dinosaurs.
These dinosaurs may be young, but they've got plenty of work to do. They must ensure that they are in good health, well fed, and have plenty of nourishment for their unfertilized eggs.
As these big dinosaurs are growing up, there comes a point where they have to start putting some of the resources not just into growth anymore, but into reproduction.
Whether a carnivore or an herbivore, calories are key. To be a successful mother, females need plenty of nutrients. That means high-calorie young leaves and shoots. Or if you're a carnivore, more red meat. Without it, no eggs.
Females have to be stockpiling resources, big time. Lots of protein, lots of fats, lots of calcium. All those materials have to be stored in the body so that they're available instantly to start producing the eggs as soon as the animal's mated.
Hormones in females stimulate the liver to send yolk to the ovaries. When her eggs are fertilized, the yolk will provide enough nutrition to keep a growing dinosaur embryo alive for as long as 3 months. A dinosaur mother-to-be also needs calcium for eggshells.
The dinosaur eggshell is composed of calcium carbonate. Just like bird eggshells today, like some crocodilian eggs, have this hard calcium carbonate eggshell. And that eggshell protects the developing embryo.
A single female Sauroposeidon produces 300 to 500 eggs each season. That takes a lot of calcium, a mineral in short supply in the plants of the Cretaceous. So just how does this Leviathan, a creature requiring almost 400,000 calories a day just to survive, manage to maintain its girth and get enough nutrients to reproduce? Chowing down in springtime is crucial. That's when protein in plants is more available and easier to digest.
Calcium is not very abundant in a lot of plants, and so you have to eat a lot. You have to focus on high-quality foods, high-quality plants, the buds, the shoots, the young leaves, to try to get those minerals, those nutrients, to build the babies.
With Sauroposeidon's voracious appetite, tiny amounts of calcium add up. Bit by bit, it's all stored in her bones, specifically medullary bone.
Medullary bone is very special bone that's laid down only by an ovulating female, and it's laid down to gather together calcium for calcium carbonate eggshells that they are making during ovulation.
Medullary is a layer of bone which lines the interior of leg bones. It has no structural purpose. Instead, It's a mobile store for calcium and other minerals required to make eggshells. Once stored in medullary bone, calcium and minerals can easily be broken down and sent to where it's needed.
So you're looking at the unfolding, the unpacking of something that starts out as a single cell into an animal that's almost the size of a whale, and it has to come off without a hitch.
In Sauroposeidon, evolution has favored something else as well: the production of a tremendous number of eggs every year. And every one of those eggs takes resources.
After mating, a female Sauroposeidon is now starting to grow the eggs inside of her. And eggs are expensive. They're protein and fat and calcium. Calcium for the bones of the embryo eventually, calcium for the shell of the egg.
A single Sauroposeidon lays hundreds of eggs each season, but many are eaten before they hatch, and most hatchlings are devoured by hungry carnivores. Tyrannosaurus rex, on the other hand, has evolved into something entirely different. These powerful meat-eaters are intelligent and well-armed. They are killers and scavengers. A female ready to pass on her genes is on the lookout for a male with huge jaws, a powerful grip, and a mouthful of steel-tough teeth. Sauroposeidon is an herbivore. The evolutionary strategy for this giant is to lay hundreds of eggs in the hope that maybe just one or two survive to adulthood. To build eggs and embryos, they must consume thousands of calories of vegetation. Tyrannosaurus rex is a carnivore. To produce eggs, it too needs nutrients, calcium and protein. But this female doesn't get calcium from munching on plants. She gets it by crunching bone. The bones of plant eaters.
Tyrannosaur could process a lot more of its prey, be able to digest more. It could get the meat from the marrow, the nutrients from the marrow. It could even digest some of the bone itself.
And there's proof that T-Rex got its calcium straight from the bones of herbivores.
We have T-Rex turds, we have coprolites, fossilized feces from Tyrannosaurus, and it shows pulverized bits of plant-eating dinosaur bone in there. So it munched down and crunched the flesh and the organs and the bones and swallowed all of it. And the bones made it out in digested form out the other end of the T-Rex.
A female Tyrannosaurus rex needs to store the calcium she's building up. And like a Sauroposeidon, she'll store that calcium in her medullary bone. Staying strong is imperative for a female preparing to mate, especially since compared to a male, she has far fewer chances to get reproduction right.
Females are born with a set number of eggs within them, so that they have only a set number of, I'd call them tickets to eternity, where males produce these by the millions every day. They produce more sperm. Females only have these few eggs, and they have to invest their time, their resources within their bodies in the development of these eggs.
Evolution, too, has prepared for this difference between males and females.
One of the interesting things about